but essentially we've been running at essentially we've built a system that's designed for launching NFT DAOs.
Yeah.
So in order to, let's say you wanted to bootstrap a DAO very quickly. So it's a bit like a old school token launch in a sense. We've got this moment where I'm going to sell the token supply, as the case may be, to the crowd. Anyone who's holding the tokens gets to be in the DAO. And in our case, the number of tokens you're holding determines your voting weight in the DAO, but using quadratic voting. And you're looking at but the important thing is that you can cap the number of tokens that people can hold, which means that
they only have so much power, I guess.
Exactly. So one of the important things for NFT DAOs is you don't want some billionaire or something turning up and just going, all right, then I'll take 40% of the token supply.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then the DAO is just that dude, or holds a disproportionate amount of power. So what we have is a minting system that collects whitelist from specific tokens. This might be interesting for your project, actually, because what you might want to do is say, only Ethereum people can mint the Ethereum ones, or only whatever the token is. Or for us, for example, only FVT people can mint these Grillz with them.
Right.
But yeah, tell us a bit about yourself, by the way, man. I know you went to UAL, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to Chelsea College of Art.
Chelsea College of Art.
That's what it is. Yes,
Yeah.
I did my masters there anyway. I did my bachelor's back in New Zealand, so I did a BVA in New Zealand, so that's Bachelor of Visual Arts, and then a Master of Fine Arts in Chelsea. Finished that not too long ago, although it feels maybe longer. I'm not sure. 2018, I think. I had a good 15 years between, and during I guess those 15 years. I was mostly an artist here in London, artist kind of curator. I've been in, I don't know how many shows myself as an artist, probably well over 100, 200 or something like that. But then also curated upwards of 100 shows for about 1,500 artists as well. So I put on a lot of creative projects and stuff in the real world. So trying to, I moved from, I guess in my bachelor's, I was print media, but that was 2005, and then slowly progressed to painting, and then from painting I went kind of more new media, so quite big immersive installations with interactive devices and stuff, and then from there I've gone into NFTs, just where I'm at now. Yeah, originally was just really to mentor, make some money back off some of these installations that I make, but then it moved into all sorts of other things. I was running a phygital gallery here in London, so phygital as in physical and digital.
Phygital?
Yeah, so it's
what does a phygital gallery look like then? So it's basically physical paintings and digital presentations as well.
Yes. So they still have. I left to actually focus on the grills for a bit at least. So we've got a space in Hackney in East London. It's I can't remember how big, maybe 2,000 square foot or something like that. So it's a warehousey space. It used to actually be where the tram horses used to be kept. So it's the Victorian warehouse. But then we've also got stuff that kind of happens in either the metaverse, or we've got our own developers that create metaverses, but we've got plots of land in crypto voxels and Decentraland as well. So we're trying to merge, trying to merge those two worlds.
Sounds really cool, man. And so when we first started talking, we were in I think we linked up in that Mundau group, Tim's Mundau thing, and you're planning to do a token sale at some point, into first NFT sale. What did you decide to do on that?
So I've gone OpenSea. I think I might be regretting it, but it's been a lot of.
The link, I'll drop it in the general chat.
Oh yeah. So it's been. I can't remember when I finished rendering, but I've probably been minting for about, I don't know, about a week or something, for just constant.
Yeah.
Constantly. One by one. And so actually today I've just finished probably about an hour or so ago. So yeah, they're all up on there, but there's a few issues, particularly with entering it all manually. Like I've made a few mistakes. So, but yeah, and yeah, OpenSea aren't very helpful.
No, they've got. I remember looking in February or something like that, and in February there was 10 million NFTs on OpenSea, so it must be hundreds of millions now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean they ballooned like over summer, didn't they?
Yeah. So it's a kind of, and it like OpenSea is literally just like five lads and a laptop in New York. It's so the support stuff is just like it is bad. We've had a load of, I think we've got about 7 scam OpenSea pages for our Shibaku project. That's why we're the real Shibaku, because there's so many. The scams had already taken our OpenSea page before we had, so it's a real nightmare, man. This is the nature of permissionless systems, and it's also super difficult to break through the noise.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm finding that just in general, whether it's on Instagram or Twitter or even Discord, you getting spam all the time. Various, and then I feel like, do I want to be the one adding to that?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's a bit disheartening when you're like,
It is.
Yeah, and you see some of the projects where you just they look pretty terrible. And I've put 2 months into just rendering and everything these things, and now you're like, okay, now it's just like you said, kind of part of the noise in it.
Yeah, now you've got to do the marketing and stuff.
Yeah, which I'm heading towards. I've got like Bankless and stuff. They're kind of going to help, but I'm running out of days for this year.
Yeah, it's quite a tough market at the moment as well. Just it's very different than it was even a couple of months ago. Stuff is minting out, but it's with like literally gigantic celebrities pumping it and stuff.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's what it takes these days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having said that, I just like I think your project here has real like potential to find a home, certainly in the Ethereum community, and it's yeah, they're impactful. That's for sure. I think someone said they look quite scary. I think what got you onto Grillz? What was the inspiration for them?
Oh gosh, Grillz. That's a really good question. I guess it's some part of my curatorial and sort of like my art side. I'm more in the street art world, so hip hop and that sort of thing. In some respects, naturally went there, but then I wanted to make it an NFT, which is self-referential. So I using their own logos or tokens to represent what they are. So they, for me, I call them kind of crypto native, as in self-referential, but then trying to like embed that in something which can convey emotions. So I was thinking the mouth, and then I was like, oh wow, yeah, of course. Within I guess with something like Grillz, they're very much a display of wealth or like style, and like quite a collectible and like a status symbol, which I think NFTs are well on the way to be as well.
Yes,
so totally. I think the link between those, and then also being able to display emotions with them, I guess the idea I had was that each one, or 13 different expressions, and you can with the color, you can represent your favorite color or your fashion or your style, but then with the actual expressions, you can then represent how you feel, whether about that coin or how you feel in general. So they become like this kind of crypto emoji type thing.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, man. Yeah. So when we started talking, we talked about potentially using our minting suite as something that to help you with the sale. You've gone ahead and done the OpenSea thing.
Yeah, I just wanted to try this way with the first season, because the idea is that there's the Ethereum season, and then next will be kind of Bitcoin season, and I'm not sure. I'll see where the market is really, but maybe Matic or Polygon, or maybe if ADA can pull something out of somewhere, maybe ADA.
And I think I did talk to you asking if would you be open to commission, in the sense that could you do an FET one on the teeth? That possible?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely, because like there was. So I was wanting to do maybe depending, like the full collection, I guess would be about 10,000.
Yeah.
But within there would be the top X amount of coins, but then I think a few like kind of collaborations and stuff as well, or even various things that I'm in or using. So for example, Olympus, So I was thinking, now that I've got this launched, I'm going to show Ohm and be like, hey, do you want to get the Ohm in the grill as well? Because
Yeah.
I'm heavily in there from my point of view. That's where most of my kind of portfolio is in actually Ohm at the moment. Yeah, for better or worse, But yeah,
That's cool, man.
various things like that, like just projects that I believe in or already in or affiliated with.
And yeah, so are they generative bits? So you can do like a big series of them if you wanted to.
No, exactly.
Like,
No, I'm doing like that's why the rendering's taken so long. It's like one by one.
oh
Literally have
wow.
to change. Yeah, I change
Yeah.
each color, But now that I've got, I guess, the template, at least for the various expressions and the colors, like just even getting the colors right initially was like a big task. But now I think now that I've been looking at them for so long, I'm like, oh, I wish I'd done some other colors, some other ones. Yeah. So there are more additions in terms of colors, or maybe change some out at a later date. But I've got, I guess, the template there to then be able to just change out the logos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so one of the things that we've got 3 possible auction systems that like eventually we're going to be able to hold out for sort of consideration for people. So one is what we're using for our Shibaku mint at the moment, which is what we call a mass mint.
Mm-hmm.
And on that one, you can mint, say, 10,000 NFTs, and you pick which number you want, and you don't see what item you're going to get yet. It's a blank box, and then when you pick a number, so let's say you pick number 69, mint it. There's an unboxing video, and then you see it, and that means if there's items that are rarer than others, it's not first come first served on the rarity, if you know what I mean. Which, if there's enough demand, turns into a gas race.
Yeah,
So
I get you.
it hides the metadata before the mint, so they reveal.
Yeah, I actually recognize your voice because I've been watching all your YouTube
right.
explanations.
You know what I'm talking about then.
But yeah.
Yeah, one of the things
but it is nice to see in action with this Shibaku.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the actual unboxing thing is like really nice. We're about to do a DAO vote over there, which will give the DAO, because so now there's any NFT that's minted can have a vote as well.
Right.
That's an option for anyone doing an NFT series, is that you can make a community out of, so it's not just purely for that artistic utility, artistic value.
Yeah.
There's like a utility value to it as well. So one of the things that's possible is that people can, instead of selling them all at a flat rate, is to sell each NFT as a sort of dynamic price. So if you imagine you've got like 15 people queuing up for an NFT.
Yeah.
There's 15 people watching the price at that time. So let's say it starts at 0.01. Someone buys it, or goes to 0.02. Someone buys that one, it goes to 0.04, and then it decays in price, let's say by a milli ETH or whatever, by every block. So it sort of decays over time. And what happens then is you get this kind of like price discovery effect of people buying them one at a time at a different price.
I got you. Yep.
And
I see with the Shibaku, so that price, that's just a flat price, is it 0.1?
It is, which we can control. So one of the things we're going to do is open up the possibility for the current Shibaku holders to change the pricing at the moment. We think maybe the price point we've put at least the top one on is a bit too high for the market at the moment. It would have been fine a month ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But now it might be a little high and slowing down the sale. So we're going to give the DAO the option to change that.
And the DAO are the people that have minted the things?
Already minted the Shibakus, yeah. So we'll only do it if the people who are holding the tokens are all right with it. Yeah. And so that's one of the things that we know. So one of the things I thought might be possible is that we use this continuous auction mechanism for what we call our citizens IDs. So if you hold we've been doing NFT governance for about a year, and if you mint a citizen ID, you're in our DAO. If you and we've got this continuous auction thing, And when we had art on them, I'm just going to try and find we were just talking about it in our, it's called FET Master for some reason. Let me pop this in the general. So if you have a look at the OpenSea and the general thing, we've got some that are like FET and then some that are like mad psychedelic art.
Yeah.
When we had the psychedelic art, the auction repriced these. Some of them went to like $500,000 FET when FET was at like, they went to about $25,000 each at one point. And I wonder if I can find the data. Have you seen that analysis that Shift Run Stop did anywhere of the ID price? And there's a really nice, one of our users did a chart of the ID sales over time. Awesome. No, he's not in the chat. He might have just popped in for a second. I'm sure I've got it in my pictures.
Because I saw, so on you, because is that anything to do with, so you go in your Discord, the token gate, and then it is to obtain a finance.vote ETH ID? Right. Yeah, so that's the markets.vote. I was trying to look at that, and nothing was, I don't think that website is live anymore.
Which one? Markets.vote?
Yeah, markets.vote.
Yeah, it should be.
Mine's just spinning.
It is live. It's on IPFS, so we use like decentralized links for everything.
Maybe my Brave, because I'm using Brave browser, maybe it just doesn't like it.
That's weird. Does anyone else having issues with markets.vote? Just give it a check for me. I've found this plot. Yeah, it's in the general. So Blair, if you look in the general,
Sure.
Can you see this chart?
Oh wow, yeah.
So what happened here was this first. So you see it says 303. The price doubles each time someone buys it, but then decays.
Yeah.
But what happened here was the decay rate was set so slow that the door shut on our thing. So basically, no one bought one because it was like
for a month or something.
Yeah, so you can see the price went to $500,000 FET, which was like it's like I think it was about 40 grand or something like that. So obviously, no one. The point of it is it finds the price that no one's willing to pay, and then falls back into the price range. But somewhere around April, we can alter the speed of the decay rate.
Yeah.
So basically, we reset it to a faster decay rate, and then we got this really nice price discovery moment here.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
So you can see they were oscillating around 5,000 to 15,000 FET, and that's great for a series of. So I thought this might be nice for your thing, for example, is if we do a continuous auction, it might be that we do it on because at the moment our citizens' IDs are just these template-y ones that just like a number.
The number, okay, yeah, I got you.
I thought we would do is potentially commission you. We've got a kind of little mini DAO called Artist DAO knocking about in here, who's responsible for deciding what to do next on the art ID. So there'll be a little vote on it or something. Okay. But yeah, that's so. But what would be nice is if you've got if there's a project like ours, for example, that have issued these and they're selling at this kind of average buy price, you're pricing in the future sales of them, if you know what I mean.
Right, yeah, because I wouldn't get secondaries, right?
Yeah, it's like the primary sales variable.
Okay.
So what you can then say is that people have paid these prices for them.
Previous.
And so, like at the moment on OpenSea, you've got them, I think you've got them listed really low, actually. I think there's definitely a market.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
The only reason why they're not selling out is because no one knows about them yet.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was using it as like a price discovery myself. They do go up exponentially. So the first 100 or 0.01.
So is there a...
Yeah, I've done that manually. Yeah, and actually I've only set the sale for a week, so quite a lot of them are actually running out soon. So yeah, I'm just testing it a bit as I'm getting them in, and then seeing what happens. I don't want to change my white paper, but yeah, so I've built it so it goes 0.01 for the first 100, 0.02 up until 300, and then 0.03 from 300 to
oh,
456. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they do end at 0.03. But then what happens next, I'm not sure. I was trying to get it to at least that point so that, because I'm eventually going to give or transfer, I think Bankless want like 13 of them to sell.
Good idea.
Yeah, and they want, and I was trying to make it at least to 0.03 so that they at least made some profit on it, so it made sense for them.
Yeah.
But I was also trying to keep it down. Yeah, and then I obviously had issues with now gas. Yeah, actually costs more than the thing itself. But,
Well, doesn't it? That's why.
Yeah,
I think it's quite expensive to mint on OpenSea as well.
maybe. Yeah, probably comparatively, because I think they do take 2.5%.
Oh, and they
Yeah,
take a little.
it's mixed in there somewhere.
So, yeah, I think we should do some kind of little experiment together. I think one of the things we could do is like potentially if we could maybe commission some from you.
Yeah.
I would just like pay for them up front, and then we can. So one of our little artist DAO goals is that as a DAO we start like curating some art, some of which we'll issue in our ID system, and some of which we'll just collect for like curation type ideas.
Yeah, because I'm just about to, with the gallery, we applied to Museo DAO.
Okay.
Yeah, so the gallery got in because we gave them, well, the use of our, I can't remember which one was it, Decentraland maybe, or so we share that with them now. And it was just a nice way to do DAO because I mean, art like the gallery I was working with is ArtSect.
It's not long ago.
Yeah, probably you probably met Mickey, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's cool. I think they're still in the process of starting their DAO, and I had actually suggested a finance.vote.
Yeah, one of the guys came and said hello to us. Actually, I'm going to reach back out to them, see how they're getting on with that.
Yeah, definitely do. I think they might be going. Oh, I can't remember. They were looking at DAO House, and then he's in Aragon himself. He works for Aragon as well.
That was it. They were looking at Aragon DAOs.
Yeah.
I think they probably need something off chain, but just so they can do more frequent votes without it costing them $200 to have a vote every time.
Yeah, they were going to try and do in terms of how you were saying. It's quite interesting how you were saying that there was a limit on the amount of governance tokens a person could have.
Yeah.
The way that we were trying to do it, or with we was have one as I guess a backing or financial token, and then one as a governance token. So you have two separate tokens.
Yes, that's what we do. Yeah, I call it a multi-fungible token. Token for value capture, NFTs for governance.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I think they were looking at something burning, like reputation burning or something like that. So basically, the more work you do for the DAO, you build up, I guess, more tokens.
And then ping them on. What's the best way to get in touch with them on Twitter? Maybe.
They got a Discord. I mean, he's probably. I think I told him to like join your Discord. I'm not sure if he got in there or not.
Okay. Still in touch with them. Get him to give me a ping. I'd love to be involved in a little East London art collective, getting them a DAO set up. Super cool.
Yeah, well, they're doing like amazing things. Like it's there's a lot. It's getting. It was just as I was pulling back, it was getting bigger, and I was like, oh no, okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's got any questions for Blair or anything in the crowd.
What do you want to do, like moving forward? Then, like, do you want to maybe?
I'd really like us to have some of these grills with FVT logos on. How long do they take for you to make? What's the kind of turnaround time for that kind of stuff?
Depends on how much rendering. I think my computer can handle about 40 a day. It's not very fast.
I don't think we'd want a huge, like a massive runoff though. I think so. You can see on that took us. There's 25 tokens there, and that took like a month to get through like 25. I think we might have a faster decay rate on them or something.
Okay. Yeah, because originally you said 300, I thought.
Yeah, 300 might be. What I think we should do is async chat on a kind of what kind of commission rates we're on, and then we'll put a little artist DAO's got a small pot of money, that they could tap into to commission that. But I think it'd be pretty cool to have these as our voting IDs for a little bit. We've also got some generative art that we're making internally. But
yeah, with kind of the new media, with the new media stuff I was doing, I was using something called Touch Designer. I was trying to like get it on chain, but it wasn't quite, a little bit beyond me to try and get it in. But like Touch Designer is like a data visualization. Touch Designer is really cool, really cool.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, program. Is it? Yeah, this looks really interesting.
Yeah, I use it because I've been doing some installations with basically kind of, I guess, digital, if you can imagine, digital particles floating around the ring, which are then actually interactive with your heart rate and your brainwaves as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so you come into you react to the space, your physiology changes, and then the space reacts to you. That's where I was going with all that. Yeah, but Touch Design is amazing. Like trying to get that into on chain it's possible, I think, because you can even use it to build like GSL. But yeah, because I'm on a Mac, it's a bit of an issue with that stuff as well.
Is it more Windows based?
There is Mac based, but there's some really cool stuff that they just brought out, which Macs, because they don't have NVIDIA anymore. Yeah, there's some issues.
Yeah, they've got to re-architect it for M1s probably.
Yeah, mine's previous to the M1s as well, so I'm not sure what they've done after that. I got my Mac just last year, just before the M1s came.
My M1's just like, it seems to like, I don't know if it's just not compatible with stuff, but it seems to chug sometimes.
Right.
All right, man. Let's what I suggest we do. I think we've got to have a little bit of chat on our side, but I think I'd love for us to. We're looking certainly for artists to try out our continuous auction thing at some point. We're going to do it with our Shibakus as well, so people will be able to see it live. But I think one of the nicest ways to try it out is for us to actually commission the art from you, and then we'll see what happens with it. Anyway,
cool.
And then they get sort of dynamically priced in. Cool. Have you got any other questions for us or anything?
Not really. Do you want one question would be, what's your timeline? But then that kind of leads on to, do you want me to do a sample, for example?
I mean, we've already got I see. So we can see
with your logos.
What do you need by way of a brief from us? You need our logo, because we've got 5 logos as well.
I do really like I don't really want to do a moving emotion.
No,
thing, but I really like your little Discord.
The little cube thing we've got.
Yeah, that's really cool.
See the different. So would it be possible to get some with one logo on and some with another on, and is that doable?
Yeah, that is doable for sure. Yeah, it's a little bit more work, but yeah, I can definitely.
So one of the things we'll do then is have a little conversation. We'll get our little artist mini down to think about what they want them to look like, how we're going to use them, and so on. I'll get back to you next week.